My name is Melanie Sutton. The moment I'm reborn, final part. But this time, no way I was going to accept this burden or be the fool again. I grabbed the urn, popped it open, and dumped everything inside onto the floor. Dark powder scattered everywhere. The nurse let out a piercing scream. What do you think you're doing? That's her ashes. People nearby gasped and quickly backed away. What the hell? Why is she dumping ashes here? Is she crazy? Hey, security, what are you waiting for? Get her out of here before she causes more trouble. Did it get on me? If anything bad happens to me because of this, I'm suing. A chorus of angry shouts filled the air. Just as things were about to get out of hand, the nurse jumped in. You're disrespecting the deceased. Pick up those ashes with both hands right now. You need to get on your knees and grovel to calm the spirit's anger. Don't bring misfortune on innocent people nearby, I sneered. When did hospitals start believing in superstition? If I really dumped ashes, then yeah, I'd be wrong. But take a closer look. Are these even ashes? Everyone bent down to look at the powder on the floor, and a doubtful voice said, that doesn't look like ashes. There aren't even any bone fragments after cremation. What was left should be crushed bones, not just a pile of sand. I turned to the nurse. You cremated my best friend without my consent. Now, you can't even account for her ashes. I think it's reasonable for me to suspect there was a mistake in surgery, and your hospital is just trying to cover it up. The nurse immediately panicked and loudly denied it. No, our hospital is the most reputable one around. However, the suspicion had taken root. It wasn't so easy to explain away. Several onlookers whispered to each other. My grandma had surgery here and suddenly passed too. Could the hospital be hiding something? And they're the ones who recommended all those crematoriums and funeral homes. Could there be some shady business going on? Another person asked. The nurse was sweating bullets. She clearly didn't expect me to cause such a scene by dumping the ashes. She forced herself to stay calm and soothe the crowd before quickly rushing into the operating room. I chuckled softly and gently stroked Aiden's cheek. Sure, I could raise him, but it was going to come at a cost. After a while, the nurse came back, sweating profusely and holding a document. Smiling awkwardly at me, she said, it's all a misunderstanding. The patient signed a consent form agreeing to immediate cremation if anything happened to her. As for the ashes, a new nurse made a mistake. Your friend's body is still being cremated. We're not trying to avoid responsibility. Would a compensation of $2,000 be acceptable to make up for it? I took the envelope, weighing it in my hand. After glancing at the still wet ink on the consent form, I chose not to press further. Without hesitation, I left with Aiden in my arms. Since Helen trusted me so much that she was willing to pay for me to raise her son, I couldn't help but scoff. Well, I definitely wasn't going to let her down. 18 years passed in the blink of an eye. Over those years, I used that $2,000 as startup capital to establish a professional social media account. I hired countless streamers and even invested in films and TV shows. The money kept growing, and I spent most of it on Aiden's training. This time around, I had Aiden start acting in small roles in major productions since he was a kid. Before he won Best Actor, he was already a household name. His fame and status far surpassed what he'd had in my last life. Sitting in the VIP seats, I watched Aiden deliver his acceptance speech while silently counting the time. I had raised Aiden to be so outstanding. Helen would be itching to reconnect with him by now. Sure enough, as soon as Aiden finished, Helen appeared, linking arms with Joe. They confidently strode toward the stage. Her eyes were red as she pulled Aiden into a tight hug. My son, I finally found you. The crowd and fans were baffled. What's going on? Is this some kind of performance? Aiden looked equally confused. My mom died 18 years ago. Who are you? Helen's face lit up. That's right. 18 years ago, I almost died giving birth to you, and I asked Melanie